back to my channel. My name is Becca. Today I am doing a video about the reading rush, and what that is it's a group of girls that come up with different reading prompts, and you can pick one book based on that prompt, or you can use a couple of prompts based on a book. It just depends on what you want to do and how much time you have to be able to read. I did pick a couple of, I'm using the same book for a couple of different prompts, so just because I know with my schedule and stuff like that during this time, I'm not going to be able to do because there's 7 prompts, I'm not going to be able to do 7 books in 7 days. So the reading rush is happening from July 20th through July 26th, and I'll go ahead and link their stuff below, so that way if you want more information on what the reading rush is, you'll be able to have all the information. So the first prompt is pick a book with a cover that matches your birthstone, and the book that I chose is The Morning Flower by Amanda Hocking. My birthstone is Sapphire, and so I went ahead and chose this beautiful blue book. This is the second book in her new series that she's coming out with, and it's basically in the same world of the Trolls. This is an advanced reader's copy. This book is not out yet. I was able to get my hands on this copy, and so I'm looking forward to reading it since I've read all the other ones so far. And yeah, that's the book that I chose for that prompt. So number 2 is a book that starts with the word the, and I went with The Morning Flower by Amanda Hocking. Like I said, I doubled up on some of the prompts just because I'm not going to be able to read a whole bunch of books in 1 week because I still work a full-time job, so I'm trying to be realistic. So this is the book that I chose for prompt 2. So prompt 3 is read a book that is inspired by a movie that you've already seen. And so a movie that I've already seen is A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. I've never read the book, and so I picked this up not too long ago at a thrift store, and I absolutely love the movie. I've never read anything by Nicholas Sparks. I've only seen the movie adaptations, and so I figured that this would be a good one for me to try out. The next prompt number 4, is read the first book that you touch. And so what I did was I had a group of my TBR books for all the prompts all picked out, and I just kind of closed my eyes and picked a book. And the book that I picked was The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and this is by Grady Hendrix. This is an adult fantasy novel, and it's got vampires in it, and it says something about a book club, so I'm excited to read it. I've seen other booktubers that have read this one and loved it. I don't really remember what it's about, so I'm excited to dive into this one and get a good fantasy read. Prompt number 5 is read a book outside of your house, and this one's kind of a tricky thing. I'm not concerned with the whole COVID thing. We're actually, where I live like 40 minutes outside of town, and so, you know, I live on 43 acres. It's not really difficult to get outside and read outside. However, I do live in Arizona, and it is like 115 degrees on any given day outside. So what I'm choosing to do is, instead of trying to sit outside in the heat and read, I've actually put this book on audio. I got the audio version of it, and so whenever I'm traveling to town or from town, I'll have this book to read in the car as an audiobook. And what I have is Enchanté, and this is by Greta Trellis. And this is also a fantasy about people that have magical powers, which magic has been banned. It's also set in the 1800s in Paris, and I can't remember anything else about it, just that it's supposed to be really, really good. And it's another one that a lot of booktubers have read already and have loved it. And so I am definitely intrigued by this one, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Prompt number 6 is pick a genre that you want to read more of, and that would be adult fantasy books. And of course that one would be The Southerner's Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is an adult fantasy book, and so I've been watching a lot of booktubers lately that do more of adult fantasy rather than the YA fantasy. YA is going to always be my niche. It's always going to be what I go to, my easy go-to reads, but this is just a little bit more, I don't know, it just has a broader, more depth type read to it. And so there's a lot of booktubers that I do follow that do read adult fantasy, and they rant and rave over these books, and so I'm like, I think I'm gonna try some of that more, or at least dip my toes into it a little more often than not. And so that is the genre that I want to read more of. Number 7 is pick a book that takes place on a different continent, and I went with Enchanté because it takes place in Paris, France. So that is all of, well, I shouldn't say all, but these are the 4 books that I have chosen to read for the reading rush. If I can hold them up. So these are the books that I am hoping to get read for the reading rush. I'm gonna try as best as I can. I know my work schedule and my family schedule might conflict with my reading time, but I'm pretty confident. You know, you gotta have the mindset that, you know, if I put myself these goals, I'm gonna do it. So we'll see where I am in about a week. I'll come back and do a follow-up video on this and let you know how well I stuck with my goal, and I'll update you on it all. So thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are reading, if you guys are even partaking in the reading rush this next week coming up. And yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Share my videos with anybody that you think that may like these type of videos. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.